do see the officials down by the flags. I also see the North Coast Soul players walking on out. We are just about to get started here. 1839 FC fans, Green Army, how about making a little noise? That's pretty good volume for a Tuesday night. All right, everybody, please join us in welcoming today's officials as well as the players of North Coast Soul FC and Napa Valley 1839 FC.
Today's referees are center official Eduardo Hernandez, assistant referee Dash Gallen, assistant referee Walter Maldonado, and fourth official Stefan Runschweiler. Introducing the starting lineup for North Coast Soul FC. In goal, number 1, Martin Cortez. Number 5, Opiolua Obakin. Number 4, Christian Ventura. Number 9, Carson Sterling. Number 10, Jackson Cho. Number 2, Adrian Valencia. Number 12, Ivan Barba. Number 15, Miles Monroe. Number 16, Kevin Nugent. Number 11, Logan Jimenez. Number 7, Sebastian Contras. Head coach for North Coast Soul FC, Kelsey Scheidez. And now introducing the starting lineup for Napa Valley 1839 FC. Napa fans, Green Army, give it up for your starting 11. In goal, number 13, Thomas Grimes. Number 10, Dario Vaughn. Number 24, Uli Vega. Number 14, Marco Manzo. Number 7, Ryan Peters. Number 8, Javier Alcaria Moreno. Number 22, Zach Devalle. Number 16, Storm Schmidt Hollinsted. Number 4, Alvaro Pereira. Number 6, Jerry Mendoza. Number 3, Sal Gomez. Head coach for 1839 FC, Mark Refugio Ochoa. Athletic trainer, Brandon Lucas. And now for the playing of our national anthem.
Well, good evening and welcome wherever you are and however you're watching or listening. We are eminently grateful for your viewership and support. You're watching this exclusive presentation of North Coast Soul at Napa Valley 1839 in the NORCAL Conference of the League for Clubs. It's the inaugural season of the League for Clubs, and we couldn't have asked for a better one. Really competitive season for placement in the table, and every single point is going to matter with the playoff picture less than 1 month away from being set in stone. Napa Valley 1839 have dropped points in their last 2 games after starting the season perfect in the first 6. It was a draw right here in Napa against FC Fuego out of Fresno. And last weekend it was a crushing defeat against longtime rivals FC Davis. On the flip side, it's been a down year for Seoul, just 1 point in the conference so far, but it's worth mentioning they are not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. And a win here in Napa, while 1839 are on a bit of a slide, would do wonders to their own playoff chances. And as we've seen, if you can make it to the playoff tournament, who knows what could happen. Seoul are in position here against their geographical neighbor and longtime rival to start an epic run. With a win, they'd be peaking at the perfect time with a chance to make the playoffs. It's worth mentioning Seoul have only played 6 games to this point, and that's why they have a little bit more runway than other teams in the conference. Not much wiggle room left for them, but if they could win out starting here tonight, they'd be extremely unlucky to miss the tournament. In fact, I think mathematically they would be in. So much to play for here tonight. Peyton Larson on the call once again. Thank you for being with us. Rare weeknight action. Got to enjoy it while it's here in the League for Clubs. Once again, you're watching Sonoma North Coast Soul at Napa Valley 1839. It's Soul in white and blue. 1839 wearing alternate black here this evening. It's been a pretty warm day in Napa. Not quite as hot even as it will be once the playoffs arrive. We've seen some very high temperature kickoffs. We are underway. Seoul at 1839, the Wine Country Derby. We hope you heard the introduction of the players, both rosters. That's Scott Stone on the stadium speakers. If you didn't hear that, we have those rosters for you. One welcome addition is Javier Alcadia for 1839 in that midfield. Ball in by Holenstad. Knocked away by Valencia. This is Valencia again, surrounded, under duress. He'll be cleared away by the goalkeeper, Martin Cortez. It's Holenstad again. That was Nguyen. The long one for Obakin. It's Obakin into the middle. Ventura. And on the other side now, Seoul. Offsides flag up. It'll be a free kick for Napa. Under duress a bit there, Seoul, but found a rhythm. Narrow offside call, free kick in at goal for Napa. It's Thomas Grimes. Back to Grimes from Sal Gomez. Alvaro Pereras. Long one from Alcadia. Nobody there except Sol. It was Miles Monroe. This is Valencia. Pressure on by Vega. Cortez had to slide it to his right. This one going to be picked up by Mendoza again. This is a rivalry that has existed as long as 1839 has existed. It's been a great one over the years. Nice pass there from Dieter to Gomez. Now it's Yuli Vega. Wide for Manzo. Manzo shut down. Back for Davaya. Alvaro Carreras. That call goes against Dario Pavone, working against Obakin. Like I said before, it's not too late for Sonoma to hit their stride. Win against 1839 on the road for Sol would really do a lot for their confidence and for their standings. (1839) on a bit of a mid-season slide. Gomez able to recover that, get it back to Grimes. Of course, 1839 just played in Davis a couple nights ago. It's on 1839's coach and manager, Mark Corbett, to balance fatigue. Carreras again.
Doing a bunch of great food. We also have
good challenge by Ventura, but Carreras able to find Manzo, and Manzo earns a throw-in for Napa.
So it's a chance to do that. There's also beer, wine, and concessions, so head on out.
Couldn't find the cross in the end. Manzo dispossessed Sonoma, but passed it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Napa. Davaya. Dario couldn't find Manzo. Clever attempt at the back heel. Nobody home but 1839 in that midfield. Won by Alcadia. Now it's Sal Gomez. And Grimes again. Trying to find the through ball was Alvaro Carreras, but it's all the way through to Martin Cortez. There's Cortez again. Monroe. 1839 so good at the press. It can be really hard for teams to adjust to, especially early. So far, Sonoma have done pretty well. Just keep Napa off the ball in their own third. Javier Alcadia. Thomas Grimes. Dieter, nice move to work around Cho. Dario, direct pass to Barba. Just wide of goal. Was that off the post? That was closer than it even looked from here. Great reaction by Ivan Barba. Not sure he could have expected a pass from Dario in that situation, but great reaction to it. Nervous moment for 1839. 7 minutes gone here in Napa. Manzo. Yuli Vega. On for Manzo. 1839 numbers forward. Manzo in for Vega. Just wide. Nice run of play to counterattack by Napa. And it took a deflection, maybe a corner. Once again, closer than I realized from here. Someone for Sonoma got in the way. A good strike from Yuli Vega. Now it's a corner for 1839. Ball in for Napa. Down goes Vega in the box. Referee, no call. Ball goes all the way through. Referee took a good long look. Thought Vega went down a little bit too easily. The throw in. Obakin. Long throw by Obakin, out of bounds. Sort of a miscue there, not how they drew it up. It'll be a throw in for Napa. It's Sal Gomez. Right to Dario Pavone. Close call. Ruled out on North Coast, should say. Challenge for that ball. Dario somehow caught it while he was on the ground. It's still Dario Pavone. Cleared away again. It'll be Sal Gomez again. Dieter this time. Tried to get it back to Gomez. 1839, really great at contesting this in the midfield so far. Hollenstad found Dario, and Dario earns the free kick. They certainly thinking about going for goal from this distance. Couple players out there with range. Monzo breaks out right. Dario backs off. Might be Alcadia. It is Alcadia for Dario. Phone direct shot. Just wide. Well, that's well drawn up by 1839. Really well drawn up, just wide. Gives Sonoma something to think about if they get another set piece from that type of distance.
First half.
Kick by Cortez. Jackson Cho did well there to earn the throw in. It was a tough one for him to handle. Bounced it off Gomez. This one's thrown in by Obakin. Dispossessed, 1839 on the ball again. Yuli Vega somehow gets out of that one, gets it on just far enough for Dieter. On for Dario Pavone now, down the sideline. It's the Spanish stallion, Dario Pavone. Joaquin just able to nick that ball away from Dario. Really important for Sol that he did that. This is Alvaro Carreras. Devaya. Manzo. Caria. Out of bounds. Say it to inflection off Sol. It'll be an 1839 throw-in. Sal Gomez. This is Sal. Long run for him. He's through. It's with Dieter now. Gomez made himself an option. Dieter trying to work against Olakin. Crossing. Monza. Out 12 minutes played, 18:39 score first in this edition of the Wine Country Derby. It's Marco Manzo. Really, really well done. Putting his body on the line, already has an injury out there to his face. Put his face through the ball and into the back of the net for 18:39. Well, to this point, has been more possession for 18:39. Only just. Sonoma have had their moments. Maybe their best opportunity was actually a mistake by Dario Pavone. Another attack here. It's the Valla. It's deflected. Now it's Yuli Vega. Yuli Vega might have thought that cross was initially for him, but it was over his head to Marco Manzo. Great interception by Alcadia, but recovered by Jackson Cho. Miles Monroe back to Cortez.
Usually Napa's wearing our standard white, all white. We decided to wear the all black footwear on the road, designed by our center back captain Alvaro Carreras. But thanks to Puree Napa Valley Pachos, which is a new chip coming your way, thanks to Morenito Market and Morenito Chips, as well as this year, Castrillo by Remax. So couldn't do this without them, as well as Visit Napa Valley. So thank you to all of our sponsors.
Goal scorer Marco Manzo on the foul.
If you follow Ross Wheatley, buy any jersey for any of on it.
Well, that was the voice of 1839 owner and one of the founders of the League for Clubs, Eric Housley.
Macario Montoya is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Macario Montoya.
Who knew that Alvaro Carreras is leading 1839 and designing jerseys in his spare time? Well done. 1839's captain tonight. This is a long pass for Sal Gomez. It's a good one as well. Sal Gomez in for Yuli Vega. Deflected away, but Manzo with a chance. So I'll do well to clear it. Cleared away by Logan Jimenez. All the way through now for 1839. It was Grimes. Mendoza again. I must say it every game. 1839 love that they're able to, I call it blitzing. They're just able, Sal Gomez out of nowhere. For so long it was Paris Martins on the other side. So much pace. That was Gomez with a spot on defense, getting behind Sol. Really good opportunity. This is Yuli Vega again on for Dario Pavone. Dario earns the corner for Napa.
Hello. Yeah, looks good. It sounds good online.
1839 are playing really, really well to start this one. Not quite 20 minutes played so far. It'll be Sal Gomez to send this one in. Last time it was just over Yuli Vega. Ball in for 1839. Alvaro Carreras on the end of it, but it's over the bar. Just off on the timing. Really well done. It's a defender like Carreras. Really big target. Tough for a team to defend. Strong challenge by Alcadia. Helps Dario win that ball. It's Dario Pavone. Cross in. Gonna be too far for anyone. Not too far. Oh, just too far. I was gonna say not too far for Monzo, but ended up being just a fraction out of bounds. Throw in for North Coast. Knocked forward by Devaya. What a play. Giving 1839 a chance, and he finds Vega somehow, who finds Dario Pavone. Now wide for Monzo. Behind Dario and stabbed away by Sonoma Sol. Unfortunate out of bounds by Jimenez. Gives it back to Napa again.
And ladies and gentlemen, quick PSA, believe it or not, I've
got a lost and found up here over the last couple of games. I've gathered up a few items. I've got a 1839 FC, a flag up here that's got all the players' signatures. So if you lost that, come on up. I've also got a pair of sunglasses.
Thrown in for Monzo. Surrounded, dispossessed well by Contras. Now Sonoma with a chance. They can't build up though. It's already 1839 again. Just need to settle in, Sol. Build up, get some possession. Flag up for out of bounds on Dieter. The referee doesn't see it. Now he does. It's a very, very close call. Crowd didn't like it. As it is, it's a throw in for Obakin. Alcadia, ball with Napa already. Off the throw in. Dario does well to find Vega. Schmidt hole instead for Monzo. Back to him. Well blocked by Valencia. Comes a free kick for Sol. Says, well, actually, Sol did so well in the first 5 minutes or so dealing with 1839 press, but really not able to move the ball in the last 10. This one intercepted well by Devaya. Unbelievable interception. Great pass to Dario Pavone again. Still Dario somehow. Just wide. Clever way to aim for the other corner. Aiming for that spot. Would have been a real problem for Cortez if it had been on target. Miles Monroe, not sure where to go. He put his hands up and it's 1839 again. Corner now, Napa.
Storm Schmidt trying to get it back
Some
over
of it towards the middle. Storm Schmidt, of course, coming all the way to Napa from
1839 feel really in control in this moment. It'll be Alcadia this time to send the ball in. Javier Alcadia for Napa. Too far. Valencia will let it run out of bounds. Another corner that's gone too long for Napa. Sol happy to watch that one run out of bounds. Once again, it's Monroe. And Dario putting the pressure on. No breathing room allowed. Why Napa right now? Dario pressuring Monroe again. Knocks it up there for Baraba. Baraba does well. Obakin. Monroe under duress. Back to Cortez. From Jimenez, this is Baraba again, in for Contras. Dispossessed, intercepted by Alcaria. That was better for Seoul. They were just able to string it together and give themselves a chance in the opposing third. Nice pass for Manzo. Lots of space for him to work. It's Marco Manzo again. In for Dario. That's number 2 for Napa.
Napa going up 2 to 0 with 21 to go here in the first half.
Well, the last 10 to 15 minutes, really, really strong by Napa. It's only been once or twice Sonoma have ventured into Napa territory. This press that Napa plays with really, really does give opponents a hard time. Dario really giving Monroe problems back there. Now the ball is with Cortez. It's Cortez again from Jimenez. Cortez really thought about blasting it. Goes for Monroe. Monroe to Baraba has worked. That's the second time he's tried to find Baraba. Now, long one here for Contras. It's another good chance now for Seoul to get back into this game, but there's nobody on the end of this one except Zach de Valla. Dosa. Yuli Vega. There's a throw in for Napa. Sal Gomez. Dieter. 1839 have been so great with the press, and on the flip side, 1839, lots of time just on the ball. They tried to get after Alcaria there, but here's Mendoza. Gomez. Well, here, strong challenge between Gomez and Jackson Show. Ends up being a foul. A free kick for Napa. As I said it, Seoul was starting to get after 1839. Very good interception there for Valencia. Otherwise, it was Dario Pavon and Yuli Vega with a lot of space in the ball. Very timely interception. Dario back to Alcaria for Mendoza. Long one for Dieter. Can't quite get there. It'll be a throw-in now for Seoul. It's Monroe. It'll actually be Obaki. Over the head of Cho, and Gomez knocks it on. This is Vega. Now Dario Pavone on from Manzo. Ended up being a foul. It'll be a free kick for Seoul. Collision of bodies there. Other side by Ventura. It's headed for Contras. Offsides is the call. Free kick, Napa. Not a bad idea there to switch from Ventura Contreras just off sides, and it's 1839 again. Mendoza. Yuli Vega now. Alvaro Carreras. Couldn't quite get the right contact on it, but Schmidt-Holenstad makes up for it, chases it down. Little miscommunication there between them. Out of bounds and a throw in for Seoul. Great hustle play there by Storm Schmidt-Holenstad. Intercepted off the throw again. Monzo comes up with the ball. Sonova at least able to reset. Get behind the ball. Carreras to Devaya. Great interception there by Sterling. 1839 on the ball again though. Yuli Vega chased down by Ventura. Now it's Javier Alcaria. It's your goal scorer, Dario Pavone. Grimes to Carreras. Carreras finds Dario Pavone. Slipped it in for him, and Dario slides this one over for Sal Gomez.
Go down and say hi to Napa. How about a quick fist
Schmidt-Holenstad. Dario Pavone again. Schmidt-Holenstad in for Yulia Vega. Tried to backheel for Dario, but it's knocked away. Picked up by Jerry Mendoza. Grimes gonna have to chase this one down. Just about a half hour played. Already a highlight reel starting for 1839. Knocking it around amongst themselves very nicely. Sonoma, Seoul have shown flashes of that themselves. Final product not there yet. Off the foot of Obakin, and it'll be a throw-in for Napa. Sal Gomez. It's just been clinical on the throw-ins from 1839. Yuli Vega back to Sal Gomez now. He's coming out of it with the ball. Mendoza. Tonight skipper Carreras. Back to Mendoza. Sal Gomez grabbed again by Jackson Cho. Another foul. Matchup to watch between those two. Alcaria. Devaya. Could have gone for Monzo, but switches it back to Carreras. Carreras tries to get it forward for Dario. It's Ventura pushing Dario back. Alcaria again now. Mendoza. Devaya. The middle for Schmidt-Holenstad. Just able to get it to Carreras. Somehow Mendoza now. Mendoza's been all over the place for 1839. Able to come up with the ball there. Dario able to get it forward for Devaya. Marco Manzo again. Off the foot. Blocked by Valencia. Another corner for 1839. I would say this every time, but it's just the true great turnout here by the crowd. Fans of 1839. Must be some supporters from Sonoma here as well, I'm sure. A special Tuesday night. Always appreciate you being with us. 1839, Sonoma, Napa. Here in Napa, it's a corner for 1839. Ball in, just over the head of Carreras. Still bouncing around, and it's just wide by Manzo. Dario Pavone ceaselessly pressuring Sonoma's defense. Good clearance by Sal Gomez. Dieter working against Monroe. Nice move by Dieter. Just beyond Manzo. Kind of had to steer it in that direction. Adrian Valencia was there in the way. Good heads-up play. Goes for nothing more than a goal kick. Well, we've seen twists and turns in this matchup before. Do not go away yet. 1839 with a 2-goal lead. Sonoma with all to play for. Their season is on the line here tonight. This with Dario, they return the favor. It's a pass to Dario Pavone. Now it's for Vega. First there, though, is Martin Cortez. It's been a lively game. A bit one-sided to this point. Still so much time. 10 minutes or so to go. 35 minutes gone. A whole second half as well to tell the rest of this story. Cross in from Manzo! Just beyond Dario Pavone. It was actually Storm Schmidt-Hohenstadt that only just couldn't reach that one.
We are moving into single digits to go here in the first half Tuesday night matchup.
Trying to put pressure on Carreras, and he does. Sol with the ball. Carreras somehow intervened just in time. It was well played between Contreras and Ivan Barba. Still a lot of fight in Sol. You can see it. Still a lot of time for them. These really have been some of the best matchups between these two teams. This one, another one for Dario Pavone, and this time Yuli Vega's wide open for him. Offsides, backwards for Dieter, and now Dieter's in on goal. Dieter, number 3 for Napa. Brian Dieter, 1839 starting to pull away. Well, it'll be really interesting on replay. You can't give Dario Pavone a wide open pass twice. That's back-to-back mistakes. And that time Dario able to help make them pay, and it was Ryan Dieter who finished it off. Dieter's been really twitchy out there, hard to keep up with. Sometimes matched up against Monroe, and it's been difficult on Sol so far. Ventura. Back to Cortez. There's Monroe again. Just able to slide that one through. It's got it to Jimenez. Obakin just throws his body on the line, and it's out of bounds. Deflection. Ends up being a throw-in for Sol. Worked out well for Obakin. Long pass by Obakin. This time it works out for Seoul. It's a foul and a free kick. That one ends up being a foul on Sal Gomez. Gomez has been on the wrong end of a challenge or two in this game. This time he's the perpetrator. Kevin Nguyen standing over the ball for Seoul. Very close now to that 40th minute. A lot of players forward for Sonoma. Over the head of Manzo. Cross in for Sonoma, knocked away by Carreras. Now 1839 looking to counter. Yuli Vega able to come up with the ball. So we go back for Manzo. Dieter wide open, called for it, but it's Carreras to the side for Mendoza. Allow Sonoma some time to recover. Long one for Dario from Mendoza. Great recovery speed by Miles Monroe. Been getting plenty of work. 1839 really attacking on this near sideline. It's good for our view. Gonna work for Joaquin and Monroe. This one out of bounds. It'll just be a goal kick. Monroe asking for help, looking for an outlet. 1839 trying to cover everybody. Contreras goes down, looking for a foul. No call. Thrown in quickly by 1839. Alvaro Carreras now. Mendoza. It's Thomas Grimes in goal for Napa with the ball. Down the center for Carreras, now wide for Davaya. Lots of space for Davaya to run it up himself, and here's Manzo. Manzo into the middle for Davaya, and it's just wide. Once again, conceded corner by Valencia. No choice. Had to intervene there. Once again, be Sal Gomez. Well, 40 minutes have gone by quickly. All 1839 so far in this game. Still no quit in Sonoma Seoul. Fighting out there for this one. Corner in. Great goalkeeping by Cortez. Great punch away. Could be a ball for 1839 to throw in, though. It was really great, decisive goalkeeping. Not going to leave anything to chance. Cortez blasts it away. Long throw in. Flag stays down. Really well done by Napa. It's up, throw in. Those little details that Napa have really excelled at tonight. Another great throw in. Vega. Nice little spin. Finds Sal Gomez. From Dieter. Vega back to Dieter again. Third goal scorer for Napa tonight. Dispossessed well and trying to get away is Jimenez. It's still Jimenez. No, it's Contras. In for Parma. Over the head, it's for Jackson Show. Out of bound. It'll be a throw-in for Seoul. Would love to pull one back here just before halftime. Make it just a 2-goal deficit instead of 3 coming into the second half. Should be thrown in by Cho. Might be looking for a long throw in, and they are. Nothing comes of it. Fizzles out. 1839 going the other way. Long strides by Manzo. Somehow gets around Sterling. On for Dario Pavone. Dieter. Dario Pavone again. Perfect challenge by Monroe. No way you get that one wrong. It's a penalty. That is decisive defending against one of the best offensive players in this conference, Dario Pavone. This one will be thrown in for a Sol by Obakin. Martin Cortez. 1839 not allowing anybody a lot of time. It's missed pass there, and 1839 on the ball again. Approaching that 45th minute. Not sure how much stoppage time there will be. Really hasn't been much of a stoppage so far. It's Ryan Dieter working against Obakin. It's another great deflection there between Obakin and Monroe. Now Sol with a chance. Offsides in the end was Cho. Gonna be a close call.
Check. If you're here around track time, you'll see a penalty shootout with Napa Snappa and the local kids. So we're gonna see how well Snappa is in goal and see if our own Thomas Grimes is gonna have some competition with Snappa trying to take over. Right, Snappa? Pretty good length of arms for an alligator, but we'll take it.
Halftime show coming up in Napa. Vinny Vega surrounded by white shirts, just able to get it back to Alcaria. Manzo dispossessed. Long pass for Contras. Great way to pick up the ball, Contras. Shot. Well blocked, though, by Sal Gomez. It'll be a corner for North Coast Sol. Chance to get a goal back for Sol. 9 seconds in this first half. To end it on a positive note. Ball in for Sol. On target by Ventura, but well saved by Grimes. Not enough power in it. Great interception by Valencia. Gomez was trying to get the ball to Dario Pavone, and Sol with another chance. Thrown in quickly. Kevin Nguyen. Out of time, though. That's the first half of this game. You're watching our exclusive presentation of the League for Clubs. It's North Coast Sol at Napa Valley 1839, the Wine Country Derby. Special, long-standing rivalry. Still 45 minutes in this game. Anything can happen. Major playoff implications looming for both teams and the rest of the conference. There's another game happening elsewhere here in the NorCal Conference of the League for Clubs. We'll have an update for that game and the rest of this game on the other side of a quick break. Stay with us.
Are you looking to play at the next level? MSN is now offering player recruitment videos. We are excited to partner with you and your family in getting you to the next level. To learn more about our packages and what we offer, head over to the MichiganSoccerNetwork.com. Remember, your journey starts with a click.
Sacker down by the end line. Puts us across. Loser eye! And just like that, 1-1. Now Elders may look to take a shot. He does, and he buries it! Steps up, and just like that, Reed Dennis comes up big. Loser eye, 1-on-1. Loser eye, oh, he'll be taken down inside the box.
Knocks back in. Nationals got it. Bicycle kick for a goal!
Now Sacker. Sacker into the 18. Sacker shot. That goes off the goalkeeper's glove into the net. 2-1 here in the 32nd. This one played in. That's a good ball. And that one goes in. And just like that, the Nationals now have a 1-0 lead. Walensky puts his far post. One-touch opportunity. And what a great goal that was.
Joaquin Beatty of Ohio League.
Look at that shot from Sevi Roy. My goodness, Sevi Roy with a left-footed banger.
Go get it, Doug.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Whether you're a beginner coach or a seasoned professional, one thing remains the same: the passion to teach and inspire the next generation of players. Now imagine a place where you could share your coaching knowledge, connect with others, and create a lasting impact. Welcome to the ultimate coaching community, where coaches from all levels can create and share their own courses. Whether you have years of experience or you're just getting started, this is your chance to make your voice heard. Create your own personalized courses, share drills, strategies, and tips, and watch as your knowledge reaches coaches from all corners of the soccer world. With a platform designed for sharing, learning, and growing, you're not just teaching the game, you're creating a community of like-minded coaches, all striving to be the best they can be. Together, we'll elevate the game and support one another to be better, stronger coaches.
Looks great. Oh.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Looks great. Oh.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Looks great. Oh.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Looks great.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Okay, top of the field, please. We got to get the second half started.
See you tomorrow.
All right, looks like we are
Just about clear for takeoff here. We got 45 minutes to go here in this League FC matchup. Napa coming into this second half, leading 3-0. Recap on that first half. Marco Monzo striking first blood in the 13th minute, followed by Dario Colon in the 24th, and Ryan Heater, 38th minute, Napa 3-0.
perfect night for
Soccer out here on this Tuesday night. We've got holiday weekend coming up this weekend. Hopefully you've got Mondays off. Maybe you're heading to Bottle Rock. That's exciting too. Things are certainly heating up downtown, I'll tell you that. If you're not doing Bottle Rock, maybe you're doing Lone the following weekend. I'll tell you what you can do is go to Lone, party on down, and then come out on Sundays after that and watch the women's team, their home opener. Coming up on Sunday, June 1st. Sunday, June 1st, in the San Francisco Nighthawk Stadium on that WPSL TV.
Well, good evening and welcome back. We're already back underway. Both teams have switched sides. We're watching this exclusive presentation of the League for Clubs. North Coast Seoul at Napa Valley 1839. Hayden Larson on the call for you here tonight. Camera running courtesy of Ezra Alvarez and JP Castillo. And you've also heard the voices of the stadium speakers of Eric Housley and Scott Stone. As you see, it is 3-0 so far. Really is an important matchup for both teams. Playoff implications looming larger and larger. Less than a month away from those standings being set in stone. Sonoma with a little more runway. Seoul, a little more runway than other teams. Only 6 games played, not counting this one. Still very much alive in the playoff picture, really. Even 1 point here tonight would help. Have a lot of work to do to even get there. Currently trailing Napa 3. Conferences around the League for Clubs a little bit behind the NORCAL Conference, but starting to take shape. The top of the NORCAL Conference is as follows. At the top, it's FC Davis. Most recently fended off a challenge from Napa Valley 1839 in Davis. They stayed undefeated. Really good passing here. Jimenez. Still Jimenez. Referee does finally blow the whistle for a foul. Like I was saying, it is FC Davis at the top. Undefeated, and not just undefeated, unblemished. 9 games played, 9 wins. In fact, in theory, they could lose the rest of their games and still make the playoffs. Of course, they wouldn't want to do that because they are currently front runners now for the 1 seed, which would mean the playoffs go through them. It is a free kick here for Seoul. Love a hot start to this second half if a comeback is going to be in play. Kevin Nguyen and Sebastian Contreras. (1839) have built a wall, and it's still Thomas Grimes in goal. Nguyen! Grimes! Well positioned. That strike was shot out of a cannon. Grimes would have had a hard time if he wasn't perfectly positioned. Had to trust that wall. Magnificent bend on that one by Kevin Nguyen. Grimes able to keep things scoreless for Seoul. Foot race between Obakin and Dieter. Well, 1839 still come up with the ball. Looks like it went out of play for a goal kick. It did. For the rest of the standings in NorCal, at number 2, currently Oakland Soccer Club. 22 points. Still in third despite a mid-season slump is Napa Valley 1839, but a win here tonight will bring them level with Oakland. You couldn't script it any better. 1839 will be in Oakland next week for a showdown for that 2 spot, which is all important because it's the difference between a guaranteed 2 home playoff games and just 1. That's the difference between 2 and 3. So next week's game, regardless of what happens here tonight, will really be one to watch because it's head-to-head between the current 2 and 3. And as it stands now, it looks like they might be tied. For dramatic effect. Really has been a spectacular debut season for the league for clubs. Like I said, you couldn't really script it any better. Playoffs. You already know the playoffs. Gonna be even better somehow. Be thrown in for Seoul. It's a good long throw in. Actually knocked into the middle by 1839, but no harm. Counter attack now for Napa. Foot race between Dieter and Obakin. Obakin able to recover. Cross long though for Dario Pavone. Still comes up on the end of it. Looking to get it into the middle. Goes beyond Vega. He didn't even know where it went. 1839 recover in the midfield. All the way back to Grimes.
All right, special shout out to tonight's fans that came from the furthest distance. Susie and Rosabelle Hollandstead, Storm Hollandstead, number 16's parents, or mom and sister came all the way from Copenhagen, Denmark. So,
strike on goal just wide. What a bit of brace for Dieter.
Dieter's under Sarah Drogovic shooting from Bel Air.
Well, that was a close one. 1839 almost made it 4. Want to update you on the middle of the table, top middle, right on the heels of Napa and Oakland is Fuego, under 23 with 5 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. And they are followed very closely by San Ramon, who are actually just 1 point shy with a game in hand. Shows you how competitive it is. The NORCAL Conference, the league for clubs. Free kick for Nguyen. And by the way, a couple of minutes ago, Yuba were leading Iron Rose in another matchup in the NORCAL Conference of the league for clubs. Yuba were leading by 1. It's 1-0. We'll try to keep an eye on that for you. It's also right here on the National Soccer Network. Real battle for that ball. Nobody can really get a hang on it. Jimenez blasted. Wild effort.
And thank a few of our sponsors, Napa Valley Petroleum. Visit Napa Valley, perfect array of Napa Valley. We use that as a trio and study group.
It's another shot for Napa. That now it's the far sideline because teams have switched sides. That's where they've had a lot of success so far.
Speaking of Napa Valley Petroleum, next time the fuel light comes on, make sure you head over to one of their locally owned Chevron stations. Here in Napa.
Another long throw by Albakin, but 1839 once again ended up with it temporarily. Seoul bailed out. Good play to get possession back. Pass on by Jackson Cho and an interception, inadvertent handball. He did so well to get the ball. Inadvertently bounced up to his hand. It was Confras. Jimenez involved in that one too. In great flashes for Seoul, and they've been close a couple of times. Maybe their best strike was that which goalkeeper Thomas Grimes saved a couple of minutes ago. Probably was their best chance. I think there was one off the post early in the second half, created by a mistake from 1839's Dario Pavone. Seoul returned the favor at the end of the half, and Dario set up a goal from it. Nice little pass for Jimenez. Dispossessed well by Sal Gomez. It might have been Alcadia covering back there. I think it was Javier Alcadia. Dear. One of 1839, 3 goal scorers tonight. The other 2 being Marco Manzo and Dario Pavone, of course. He's one of the leaders in the conference, Dario Pavone, despite sharing time with Luis Ramirez. Had almost an equal number of goals to Dario. I think it has to be best goal-scoring duo in the league at the moment. For most goals between any 2 players on one team, Dario Pavone, Luis Ramirez. Well, I'm told there's breaking news in Yuba. Now level. Iron Rose and Yuba are now level. We'll keep you posted on what transpires there. Also on the National Soccer Network. Thanks for being with us. You're watching Seoul at 1839 in Napa. Currently 3-0. It's been better from Seoul, I think, in this to start this second half. The flag stays down and Grimes living dangerously, but it looks like even if it hadn't have been on sides, Grimes played it just well enough. Was sort of wild. Ends up being a free. Took a while for that flag to go up. Defensive both players. Wasn't until after the play was made that the flag went up for offsides. Alvaro Carreras. Storm Schmidt-Holenstead had a great shot of his own. The first half, well played. 1839 just do this so well between Devaya and Manzo. Now Vega. Cross in. Good goalkeeping just to confidently pick that one up, not spill it, not punch it away, but hang on to it. It's Martin Cortez for Seoul. Did Alcadia steal the ball away from Jimenez? Devaya. Back to Grimes. Alvaro Carreras somehow found Vega. Nice pass on for Manzo. Good goalkeeping again by Cortez. This little pass on intended for Jimenez, but it's too long. It's been the difference so far. 1839 are stringing those types of passes together. Sonoma, North Coast Seoul just not quite doing it enough. Manzo dispossessed well there by Boris Rodriguez Ruiz. Great pass for Seoul and a chance, but saved from Grimes. Can you believe it? Strong right hand as he was going to the ground.
Quick heads up, everybody. I just did get an update that the official 1839 FC merchandise table is about to call it a night. So if you want to run down and grab this year's jersey or a hat or a shirt, now's
Just about 30 minutes to go in this game. Still plenty of time for anything to happen. These type of rivalries are the places where those type of things do happen. We've seen it before. We've seen it with these two teams. 1839 still in solid command of this game. Been a better start to this half for Seoul. Just had a remarkable opportunity and a magnificent save by Grimes. Still pitching a shutout, 1839, and this is Marco Manzo on for Devaya. Took a deflection, and the deflection actually could have worked out for Vega if he hadn't have been marked by Miles Monroe. Would have been a clear opportunity on goal. It'll be yet another corner for Napa Valley, 1839, and it'll once again be sent in by Sal Gomez. Conversation being had between the ref and a few players. I don't think we've had a booking yet, actually. It's been plenty of fouls, but nothing egregious enough to warrant a yellow in the eyes of the ref. Corner taken short between Dario and Sal. There's Javier Alcadia. Alcadia again. Nice attempt, but well defended by Ventura. Seoul on for Contras. Covered up well by Carreras and picked up by Grimes. Contras and Jimenez in. Seoul. One of your goal scorers, Manso. Devaya. Dario Pavon. Manzo. Alfredo Carreras. Mendoza to Gomez. Mendoza able to slide it through from Manzo at 1839 with a lot of opportunities. On for Dario, just beyond and picked up by Cortez. Good positioning by Seoul's defense as well. Good recovery speed again by Monroe and Ovakin. Valencia was back there as well for Seoul. Kevin Nguyen. Frustrated. Frustrations for Seoul. 1839 are trying to strike quickly. It ends up going out of bounds for a throw. Monroe for Jimenez, quickly dispossessed. That's where they've been having issues. Dieter with it. Dario Pavone with a chance. Couldn't save it, but Monroe with the clearance at the end. Mistake by Cortez, couldn't hang on. Ball pouncing all over the place. Really a goalkeeper's worst nightmare. That's where a goalkeeper really has to thank his defenders. Miles Monroe with the clearance off the line. Couple substitutions about to be made by 1839 anyway. Devaya making way for Jacob Tonkel. Also exiting the game, one of 1839's 3 goal scorers, the Spanish stallion Dario Pavone. Coming in, it's Emma Duran. He's got an eye for goal himself. He'll have his opportunities. Nice run of play for Ventura. Too far, though, for Rodriguez Ruiz. First touch for Tonko. Looks like a throw-in. Good one for Duran. Great job to pick the ball up, though, off that for Sol. Nice knocking it around between Ventura and Duran. It's Monroe able to get the ball back to Cortez. Valencia. This is Valencia again from Duran. Another nice move by Ventura. 1839 not making it easy on him. He's got to pull out all the stops, Ventura. This one too far for Obakin. 1839 ball again. It's not quite creating enough opportunities. Sol. And when they do, there's been one or two spectacular saves and goal for Thomas Grimes here tonight. Couldn't quite way too high for Rodriguez Ruiz to even have a chance. Another substitution for 1839. 3 substitutes now coming in to help see this game out. Looks like a switch of the armband between Carreras and Mendoza. Be Alvaro Carreras making way of 1839's stalwart defenders. Alvaro Carreras coming in. Ivan Chavez. Now Tatia couldn't quite steer it on for Vega. It'll be thrown in now for Sol. Altaria does well there to hang on. First touch for Chavez. Back to Grimes. It's drawn by Contras. Still Contras. Still Contras in chase, but cheeky by Grimes to find Mendoza there. Nice play by Sal. Back to Grimes. Chavez on for Manzo. Vega. Good positioning by Monroe. Good on the interception for Sol. This has been a better half for Sol. If not for a fantastic save and goal by Grimes, this game would certainly be 3-1 at least. Great pass to Duran. Off the touchline. Could be another throw for Napa. Breaking news, Yuba have scored again. They now lead. 15 minutes to go in that game. Yuba over Iron Rose. Playoff implications everywhere in the league for clubs. That game running concurrently with this one. Mid-table battle there. Still plenty of time in this month for somebody to rise or fall. 1839 with a good chance. Dieter again. Saved by Cortez, but only just saved, and it falls to Manzo. 1839 looks set to break that mid-season slump. Now in great form. 70 minutes gone. 1839 with 4 goals. Cool changes being made. Making way is Carson Sterling. Coming in is Michael Piedras. Jimenez coming out as well for Sol, and coming into the game is Omar Esquivel. Nguyen. Ventura intercepted by Duran. Via Alcadia. Still Alcadia. Surrounded. Down goes Alcadia. No whistle. 1839 though. The right place at the right time. Tonkel came into the game. It's Iban Saku. Great play by Saku on fake. Back to Tonkel from Vega. Well, 1839 will go to Oakland next week. Level with Oakland. Will be a winner-take-all battle for that 2 spot. Won't seal it mathematically no matter what happens, but the winner, of course, in great position for that 2 spot. And the difference between 2 and 3 really is big. 2 means you have 2 guaranteed home games, assuming you win the first one. 3 means you could be on the road in the semi-final. You might ask, why does it matter if you're on the road or at home? And I think every team would tell you it really does matter. Sebastian Contreras couldn't get there before Grimes. To finish that point, it's worth mentioning 1839 under 1839 coach Mark Corbett, undefeated at home in the playoffs. We're talking about an enormous, we really should count one of these days, an enormous sample size, 5 years running. Say it again, undefeated at home in the playoffs. I think home field advantage doesn't matter now. 1839 would disagree. With this win here tonight, 1839 will also mathematically clinch a spot in the playoffs. Like I said before, in theory, that would mean they could lose out and still make the playoffs. Of course, they wouldn't want to do that, given how important playoff seeding is. That pass there just beyond Saku. Now, Rodriguez Ruiz. This is Esquivel. Rodriguez Ruiz. Crossing. Just intercepted. Intercepted well by Mendoza. Now the captain. Tonkel looking for an outlet. Tried to get it to Dieter. Intercepted well, though. Broken up by Bakin. Down goes Alcadia, grabbed by Rodriguez Ruiz. Free kick for Napa. Play will be stopped for a substitution. I think it's Danny Garcia coming in at goal for Martin Cortez.
Shout out to all of our sponsors who helped make all of these matches and seasons possible. We got a lot of them.
Good long pass, but once again in good position there was Monroe.
Your management
And Monroe does well to bounce that off Dieter for a throw-in for Sonoma. Sol. Still with North Coast. Esquivel intercepted though. Here's Saku. Too heavy a touch for Saku. It's Sol going the other way. It's Contras. Switched for Nguyen. Too far. And a throw in for Napa. Chavez. Imadaran. Saku. Wide for Tonkel. A little behind him, but no problem. Tonkel gets the ball back to Saku. Ruled a foul on Saku. Free kick sold. Breaking in the only other game running concurrently to this one, Yuba pulling away from Iron Rose. It's now 3-1 for Yuba. Stabbed out of bounds by Contras, working against Saku. It'll be a throw-in for Tonkel. Given quickly to Mendoza. He'll send it back to Alcadia. Gomez back to Mendoza. Back in position. Grimes to Chavez. Saku. Well to cut in for that one. Duran, good dodge and fouled. Can't argue with that one. That's a pure foul. Esquivel didn't like the call, but that one pretty clear cut. Poor challenge, and it'll be a free kick for Napa Valley, 18-39. A little bit further than first free kick. I'd certainly say in range, but be a long shot. The players for Napa lining up, though, probably more of a set piece here. Sonoma with a three-man wall, just in case. Kind of give Danny Garcia some help. Alcadia. It is for Sal Gomez. Now the ball is crossed in, and it'll be saved by Danny Garcia. Ball back with 18:39 already. Back to Grimes. Chavez. Little bit loose by 18:39, and now Sol with a chance. Show, and it's... Was that saved, or... It was! It's another remarkable save. It was hard to tell. Is a corner for Sol. What a game. What a game for Grimes. This rivalry matchup. Bad mistake for 18:39 between Tonkel and Chavez. Gave Jackson Cho a great opportunity Great save again by Grimes. Corner, ball in for Seoul. Knocked away. Foul on Duran. Probably an unnecessary foul. Looked like Seoul were gonna have the ball anyway. Who knows? As it is, free kick, ball with Napa. Mendoza. Drives to Mendoza again. Ryan Dieter. Surrounded and dispossessed. It's Ventura. Almonro. For Valencia. Both had their moments on defense. Been under siege, and Dieter couldn't quite bring it in. Excuse me, that's Contras. Couldn't quite bring that one in, and it's a throw-in for Napa. Far beyond Contras, and 1839 now with the ball again. It's Alcadia. They really have done such a good job controlling pace here. Saku couldn't quite get around Contras. Well defended. Saku called for a potential handball. Referee wanted no part of it. 1839 either way, back on the ball. It's Duran from Alcadia. Vega. Tonkel. Through. Storm Schmidt-Holenstadt. Good save by Garcia. Would have been a special goal for him. His family has come from a very long way away. Either way, they've watched him play a great game. I think that's the second save he's forced on Seoul, and 2 or 3 corners earned by him. Is a corner for 1839. Ball in for Napa, just over the head of Schmidt-Holenstadt. Saku from Gomez. Oh, and an injury. Down goes Contras. 1839 doesn't see it. Ref doesn't stop play. 1839 with a strike just wide, and the referee has to stop play here. Contras went down in a heap, quickly trying to keep pace with Saku and Gomez. I do hope that Sebastian Contras is okay. It's been a good performance for him. Up and down the field. Offense, defense.
Steph, how you feeling about the scoreline? I can hear a few words.
Well, the good news I can report is Contras back on his feet. Can't continue in this one, of course. Scary injury at the end of this game. Can't quite tell if Seoul are currently down to 10 or if they made a substitution. 1839 on the ball. Does appear that Seoul are at 10 at the moment. (18:39) on the ball now. Can confirm Yuba with a 2-goal lead in the 91st minute of their game. 92nd minute, actually. Well, now the 93rd minute. Does appear Yuba will win that game. 18:39 will win this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, about 4 minutes to go here in this matchup. We will see what the win here tonight.
We'll see how that shakes up the top of the tables in the TLFC NORCAL division. We'll see what happens with Oakland Soccer Club as well as FC Davis. It looks like a postseason year for Napa.
Well, Scott's right. They will mathematically clinch a playoff spot here tonight. 18:39 in the playoffs. Season not done, not even close to done. Lots of work to do to ensure at least the 1 or 2 seed. One feels a long way away, but still a lot to happen. 18:39 can really get a firmer grip on number 2 if they could beat Oakland in Oakland next week. You want to follow the League for Clubs? All sorts of all forms of social media, Instagram, YouTube. We'll have that game for you right here. National Soccer Network. Exclusive presentation of the League for Clubs. 18:39 in Oakland. That is going to be a good one. That'll be perfectly level. Week 12 of the League for Clubs. 2 teams vying for the 2 spot. The NORCAL Conference perfectly level. Can't really script it better than that. What a play by Tonkel to find Duran. How did he do that? Still Seoul on the ball now. Piedras trying to combine with Ventura. Went Rodriguez, Ruiz. Good cut in, and it's only just wide. It is a goal kick.
2 minutes to go.
That is the 2-minute warning. 89th minute of this game, 18:39. Cruising to a win. The Wine Country Derby. Not too late for Sonoma, even now with a loss. They'd really have to essentially win the rest of their games to make the playoffs, and if they did, we could see a rematch right here in Napa. Not been the season they've hoped for. So it's not too late even now to make the playoffs. Will be a quarter-final format. Still room at 7 or 8 for them. This is only their 7th game. 18:39 will win this edition, the Wine Country Derby.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got
A substitution on the field, and it's a substitution we want to make some noise about. Jordan Smith Holland that is coming off the field. Jordan coming all the way from Denmark to defend with their team. This is Jordan's last game with 18:39.
Classy move by 18:39, and 18:39 coach Mark Corbett. Ovation for Storm Schmidt-Hull instead.
For the Lexington Soccer Club in the USL. So Storm Schmidt-Hull instead.
Moving onward and upward. Good luck.
What a finality here for Storm Schmidt-Hull instead. They'll wish it would have worked out for him to finish the rest of the season because he has been really a great player for them.
He's our best and worst Danish player of all time for 1839. Category.
Offsides, here is the call. Piedras. Pretty far offsides as well. It was a great finale for Storm Schmidt-Hollenstead. Very close. Scoring a goal a couple of times. That's the full-time whistle in Napa. Wine Country Derby in the books. 1839 come out on top of this one in Napa. 1839 now level with Oakland Soccer Club, setting up an epic showdown next week. Couldn't be more important. That 2 seed, keep hope alive for the 1 seed with a win next week between Oakland and Napa. Both teams know it. They know how important it is. 1839 shaking off a run of not great form. A draw and then a loss against the number one team in the conference at the moment.
All right, everybody, thank you for spending your Tuesday night with us.
That's how this one finishes. Special thank you for being with us throughout this season. We look forward to having you along for the rest of the way, the rest of the regular season. All important playoff implications looming, and the playoffs, we promise, will be even better than that. On behalf of everyone here at 1839, I want to say a special thank you for being with us here tonight. It's been Scott Stone and Eric Housley on the stadium speakers. It's been JP Castillo and Ezra Alvarez on the camera. I'm Hayden Larson saying see you next time. Thank you and good night.